Yo, what's up, Nick? Give me a second. You must have YouTube notifications on. Got here early. I don't know what it is about cats, but like the minute that you're sitting on the couch and then a cat goes in the lap, I immediately fall asleep. I don't know what it is. It's like it's got to be just hypnosis at this point. I can't yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. Pure coincidence? Oh damn. Oh shoot, hold on. Not even ready. Oh. What's up, Nick? Can't stay too long. Excited to hear your take. My take on 151? I'm trying not to be too hyperbolic about it, but I think the Japanese Pokemon 151 might be... I'm trying to think of all the sets that came out from when I got back into the hobby versus to all the way to 151. I think 151 might be my... I haven't even opened it yet. There's so much good stuff about Pokemon 151. Like it's such an insanely good set. Like and I think English is kind of, English is going to remove some of the big hits. It's also going to remove some of the interesting things that make the Japanese Pokemon 151 cool. But yeah, I've got 2 boxes on the way that I paid way too much for to open here on the channel. And then I got 1 box that I pre-ordered on Pokemon Center in Japan. So I think that comes in like September or some shit. Pretty sure. So I think that's like the second printing or release of one. I don't think that comes anytime soon. I could be wrong, but you opened your box yesterday, massive dud. Yeah, I think it's kind of tough, right? Because there are some high points and some low points of the set for sure. I would say that, kind of a spoiler, but I would say that the low point are the regular full arts. I think the regular full arts, apart from the Charizard, kind of look like bad video game models. Like, I don't know why they look so much worse than... Because I try to think of like the Brilliant Stars Charizard or the Brilliant Stars Arceus or the other things, and I'm just like, they just look kind of weird compared to the other cards. But got some nice ARs, but every card was OC and some damage too on the back. I saw kind of a scary photo, and who knows if it's true or not, but I saw a photo of a person that had a stack of 151 cards, and they were just mangled. They looked terrible in terms of the amount of damage that were on them. I don't know if I can believe that. It's only one person, Japanese sets have definitely been waning here recently. The last 3 sets with, edgeware and stuff. So I could definitely see it happening. To what extent, I'm not sure. It's a huge set too, 12 Pokemon Full Arts. Yeah. And some of the Pokemon they chose for Full Arts just didn't really, I don't know. It's like, why? There are some that are great, some that are and some that are just like, why that Pokemon? Just kind of like, what? Saw that too, didn't get anything as bad as that, but you can tell they were printing a lot and quality suffering. The only singles I've purchased so far, I bought 5 of the Mewtwo AR because I saw them at around like I saw them around $10, and I was like, that Mewtwo's really sick. $10 seems, it's probably a little high given how much are actually going to be there, but I felt like for $10, I was like, yeah, I'll grade some of them and see what happens. because the Mewtwo artwork is just super freaking cool. But the problem with 151 is that it literally has every Pokemon that I tend to focus on for Pokemon cards that I've been buying over the last like 2 years. So I really focus heavily on the species of Pokemon, and they're all in this set. Like most of the ones that I really focus on purchasing are all in this set. They all have like the cool reverse holo pattern or the cool Master Ball reverse holo pattern, which is freaking sick. The unique reverse holo pattern. Some of them have really good art rares. Some of them have just really cool holos. Like there's just like, it's just crazy. It's man, it's just so, it's so good. But the thing is too, is the last, what would I say is the last like good set that we had? Crown Zenith. So basically everything between Crown Zenith and now was kind of a bad set, in my opinion, especially in English. So I think that this coming out and being the way that it is, I think it's pretty freaking sick. Too much good stuff for it all to be worth something? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think there are sets where every card is pretty expensive. Or at least every card of popular species. Like if you look at like Pokekune or just a lot of the other specialty sets in Japanese, if it's a popular Pokemon, it's pretty expensive. Surprised how expensive the Full Art Charizard are? Yeah, I kind of think that one's coming down. I saw some today around like the 30 mark, and I was like, that seems kind of high. And then I checked back later in the day, and they were more expensive, and I was like, I don't think so. So I'm not really going to be buying any singles for the next couple months, probably. I'll track some things and see how they go, and then probably pick some stuff up as the new sets announced, as the Obsidian Flames Japanese version comes out, because that'll be Charizard heavy too. So the Charizard focus from this set is going to shift to Obsidian Flames, I'm sure, once they announce what secret rare or special illustration rare is going to be in that set, all that stuff. So we'll see. It's so crazy to have two Charizard sets coming out 1 month apart. Like we got this coming out in August. Is that right? September. And we have Obsidian Flames coming out a month before, which is kind of weird because the Obsidian Flames equivalent hasn't come out yet in Japan. So are we getting Obsidian Flames before Japan? The 11th of August. No, that can't be, right? Because this set doesn't come out till September in America, but it's already out in Japan. But we're going to get Obsidian Flames before we get 151. I don't know. It's weird. End of year is when most will have been open after the Pokemon Center print to order waves. Yeah. So it's weird. It's like it's print to order, but it was limit 1. So it's like, is it actually print to order? Not really, right? Because they limited. So they're like, oh yeah, well, we're going to print to order, but then you're only limited to 1 box. It's like, I think there was a worry of like overprinting because of the whole print to order announcement, but then it's like, yeah, plenty of people have multiple accounts. That's true. But I think the set's amazing. I think 151 is an amazing set. I think it's a fantastic set. I think in terms of everything that's in it on the Japanese side, it's crazy. It's really, really good. And I think it's starting to look good on the English side. I just think there's a couple things that I kind of wish we also got. That, I mean, I don't know why they would add it to English at this point, the whole reverse holo. I love the fact that there are like limited reverse holo patterns versus the normal reverse holo patterns, because they came out in Dark Phantasma and Battle Region, and we're like, oh, here's these cool Pokeball reverse holo patterns. You're like, oh shit, that's super awesome. And then in this set, they're like, oh yeah, and we're gonna put a limited Master Ball reverse holo pattern among the Pokeball reverse holo patterns. It's like, fuck yeah, man, that's sick. It has God packs in Japan. English doesn't get God packs, so I would say no. That only makes me think that shiny hunting is coming. Shiny hunting is gotta be coming, right? I mean, the whole idea of there's a card artwork that's normal, and then one out of every box, there's like a shiny version of each card that could be pulled. That would be sick. That would be sick. And not just like a shiny subset. I guess it kind of would be a shiny subset, but it would be way harder to get than a normal, like, shiny Star V or whatever. Because it would be that would be crazy. There's so much they can do. They just keep thinking creatively about how they can, like, put limited things in, but still make it creative and interesting. And then they don't give it to us in America, so that's great. Thanks, Pokemon. But yeah, let's go through quick. I'll go through the set quick with you. So this is PokeBeach, obviously. PokeBeach has said many times on Twitter that he hates when people just rip everything from his website and make YouTube videos about it. So hey, buddy, welcome. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, definitely follow PokeBeach on Twitter and stuff like that for all these announcements. So Scarlet Violet 151. This is the English set overview for America, not for Japan, for America. And this is awesome. Like, the different products we're going to be getting are freaking sick. So there's over 160 cards in the set. Am I gay? No. Are you banned? Yes. Goodbye. All right. So we have over 160 cards in the set. We have 12 Pokemon EX, a bunch of like full art Pokemon, illustration rares, special illustration rares, alt arts, all that stuff. Wouldn't that just be the same as DP era? Kind of, yeah. Well, not really, because Diamond Pearl era just had secrets. What I'm talking about is you have one artwork. Like, let's say you have this Bulbasaur, and then one out of every booster box had a chance at pulling a shiny version of this Bulbasaur. So it's the same artwork, it's just a shiny Bulbasaur in the artwork instead of a regular Bulbasaur. Or, you know, this artwork, except it's a shiny Snorlax, because it's a Snorlax card. So that would be cool, because then it would feel a bit more like shiny hunting, where you're looking for a Pokemon, but you're looking for the shiny version. And it would be limited, obviously. But kind of like the Diamond Pearl stuff, but the Diamond Pearls was like, I don't know if, I'm sure they had the equivalent card. I don't know if they were the same artwork or not, but they may have had an equivalent card in the set. But I would think for every card, they have a shiny version, not just like 3 or 4. While it was sweating today, for real, I went both Japanese and English sets. What's crazy to me is the amount of people in Discord saying, what's a good price for Pokemon for Pokemon 151? And everyone's like, I keep saying, like, everyone's like, is $140 a good price for Pokemon 151? If you want to pay 5 times retail, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Or 4 times retail. It's like, holy shit. Like, I don't know if people just think that Japanese sets retail at the same amount as English sets, or if they don't know like how many secret rares you have the possibility of getting in a Japanese box versus an English box. I don't get it. But I also don't understand, like, people buying cases upon cases upon cases of this at $140 a box. That's wild. I don't know. Like, I'm starting to think the only people that can afford to do that are rip and shippers on Whatnot, because they can literally sell, and I'm sorry, they can sell dumbasses. I'm sorry. I know that there's a lot of people, probably even in my community, that will go to Whatnot and spend $20 on a pack of Pokemon 151, but it's like they can sell these people at $20 a pack at auction on Whatnot, and people are willing to spend that money. So it's like you have these big Whatnot, people, or just Whatnot people in general, who can get these crazy amount per pack because of the auction format, and they spend so much more over retail for these boxes. It's like, god damn, man, it's crazy. This is the first set that I've seen many people say they're taking up loans. That's dumb. I don't know if I would ever take a loan to buy Pokemon. That's just a terrible idea. Yeah, that's a terrible idea. But yeah, that wouldn't be me. So for the English equivalent of 151, we have the Snorlax, which is going to be coming in the ETB. And then we have the Mewtwo illustration rare and the Mew secret illustration rare, special illustration rare. These two cards are actually going to be in the UPC, the Ultra Premium Collection. So these three cards, I think, are removed from the normal set because they're going to be promos in some of the high-end products that we're going to get. A lot of the other cards are going to be the same. And obviously we have the artworks here. The artwork is fantastic. It's so adorable. I love that there's a focus on Mew. I love Mew. I love Mewtwo. Kind of the final 151 Pokemon, so it makes sense to be focusing on Mew for a lot of the artworks. Snorlax getting some love on the Elite Trainer box. I don't really know why. It's cool. It's cool to have Snorlax on the Elite Trainer box. And Snorlax is also going to be the promo in the Elite Trainer box. So you can see there will be a one of these and one with a Pokemon Center logo on the Pokemon Center ones, which I pre-ordered today. I don't know if they're still up, if you'll be able to grab them, but I pre-ordered a case of them today, which is awesome. And then it'll also come with 11 packs. So that's very cool. The other thing that's really cool about the set is it's the first specialty set, I think, that's coming out with a booster bundle, which is just a little box with 6 packs in it, which I think is pretty damn awesome. So we won't get this set in booster boxes, but we can get them in booster bundles, which the booster bundles, I feel like, are typically like the lowest cost per pack when sets come out. In most cases, because it's literally just 6 packs. There's no like promo that brings up the price of the product or anything like that. It's typically pretty decent. I think if you round this out, it's like $4.50 a pack or somewhere around there. So that's cool. I definitely like the booster bundles a lot. I think that's an interesting addition for people to open some packs at not a crazy price. Next, we've got the Ultra Premium Collection. Look at how sick this thing looks. Now that is a cool looking Ultra Premium Collection. You got the Mew on the front. You got all 151 Pokemon from Gen 1, I should say. Which is pretty much all of them, right? All the good ones. Just kidding. We have a nice deck box. Look at this mat. Oh, I'm so happy for this mat. It's so gorgeous. Just look at like all the Pokédex behind the Mew with the Pokeball and the Mew and the 151. It's such a good looking design. I love the white. It does make it feel very premium, like the white with the gold inlay and the shiny inlay and stuff. It just makes it feel nice and premium, kind of like the Charizard one. Feels a little bit like they couldn't decide if they wanted to make a normal set or a special set. Yeah, maybe it was a last minute decision, since they pulled some stuff from the normal set to put in the boxes and stuff, maybe. But now this, I think this is insane. I think this is way more in line, not in terms of like how rare it's going to be or if it's going to go up as much in price. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying in terms of quality, in terms of the cool shit that you get from the box, in terms of the amount of packs, in terms of everything, I think that this is more comparable to the UPC box than the Charizard or the the Charizard or the Arceus box, personally. This one comes with a metal card, the Hyper Rare Mew EX, which I think we are assuming is the gold card. So the gold Mew full art is going to be metal, which is sick. And then on top of that, you also get the Special Illustration Rare Mew and the Illustration Rare Mewtwo. You get all three of those cards in the Ultra Premium Collection. On top of that, 16 packs, the playmat, and all that shit. I believe the normal gold card will be in the set, yeah. So there will be a metal version of the gold card and the normal ultra rare gold card, yeah. I don't believe that they're removing that card from the set, which is cool. It's very similar to what they did with the Celebrations. So the Charizard was obviously in the set, and then the Pikachu had a different version in the set, and then they made those into gold cards. So the Pikachu is obviously like the full art instead of the normal bordered one, and they turned the normal border one into the gold card. And then the Charizard obviously was a reprint, just like this the gold card was. So yeah, super sick. I feel like even the coin is sick. Like, I don't know. It's just a really cool box. I got one of those. Best Buy was pre-ordering them early. So we won't get the normal gold Mew. You'll get it in the set. You'll get a metal gold Mew in the box. The normal gold Mew card, you could still pull from the set. That's how I understand it. Then we have some collection boxes. Obviously, there's a little bit of a focus on Kadabra coming back. So Kadabra hasn't been printed in a long time because of that asshole magician guy. So Kadabra's back. This is one of the artworks that he's going to have in the set. I don't know if this is the only artwork he's going to have in the set, but we've got Kadabra here. Very nice. Obviously, they got Arita, the goat, to do the Kadabra artwork, which is awesome. That just makes sense. Look at the Abra, too. It's really cute. I think Arita did the whole damn thing, didn't he? Did he do the EX as well? Yep. Nice. So we have our Alakazam EX box. We have a Zapdos box. The Green Chiz will be very happy. We have a Zapdos box. Apparently, the Zapdos is a different artwork, I think, than the one coming out in Japan. Some of these EXs have different artworks, which is interesting to me. So the promo is a different artwork than the one that we pull in the set, but it also says presumably this it will release in Japan's Shiny Treasure. Okay, so the one that we have in promo form will release later on in the shiny set that they're putting out this year too. They're putting out a shiny set at the end of the year. So not only this, there's also going to be a set with shiny Pokemon in it at the end of the year. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Jesus. This year is insane. Mini Tin Collection. We got the GameStop promo, which is the Charmander. We got the 151 promo, which I think you get from I think you get this from Best Buy when you spend on products at Best Buy. I'm not sure if it's going to come with the orders of the UPC because Best Buy was pre-ordering UPCs today. I don't know if this will come with that or not, but it's a nice little stamped promo there. They're doing a lot more stamped promos around here, I think. Pele Evolved will end up being Rebel Clash. I think it already is Rebel Clash. It's the worst set of the generation so far. Actually, I was thinking about this today. I don't know if Scarlet and Violet or Paldea Evolve is worse. I think Scarlet... No, I actually really like the Legendary, so I do think Paldea Evolved is probably worse than Scarlet and Violet base. And you have the Miriam in the first one with the Legendaries. Yeah, I think so. It will end up short as printed. I'm not a person that buys sealed product, so I've never really understood the idea of like bad sets going up in value. I mean, I guess technically if like all the sets around it go up in value, it might come up a little bit in value, but it's like I never understood like Rebel Clash going up in value. I guess it's just sealed collectors that want to finish their their booster box collections, because you know that they're not opening Rebel Clash. That would be the dumbest thing in the world, right? You know, it's like everyone buying Evolving Skies right now better not be opening Evolving Skies, because that would actually be like the dumbest thing on the planet if you bought like a $400 Evolving Skies booster box and opened it. That would be terrible. So it's just got to be sealed collectors or sealed, you know, investors just buying the higher price and the higher price and the higher price as it goes up. A lot of people actually are. Well, then, if you're watching this, heed my words. You shouldn't be. Because guess what? You can just buy the Umbreon that you're looking to pull for a little bit more, $100 or $200 more than the box you just bought. And the pull rates in Evolving Skies suck. So the likelihood of you pulling that card is extremely freaking low. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense at all. What's up, All Man? How's it going? What's up, Phil? How's it going? Welcome, guys. Wallet was sweating today for real. Yeah, I pre-ordered a lot of stuff, and thankfully they don't charge until the set's coming out. Let's see, Stonks. I love how there's the same artist on all evolution lines. Yeah, I like how they do that too. They kind of follow it through. Okay, let's go over and rank the secrets. Not that, this. So, the whole thing about today, apart from obviously the questions that you can ask in the chat, is I'm going to be ranking, well, it's not all secrets. I have the EXs here too, but I'm going to be ranking the EXs and the secrets of Pokemon 151, the Japanese Pokemon 151, in terms of which ones I like, which ones I don't like. A lot of it is going to pertain probably to the Pokemon, but yeah, also design and stuff like that. And so we're going to just go through and have some fun, chill out, and I'm going to rank these suckers. And that is the plan. If you guys have questions, obviously let me know, as well as if you disagree, you can let me know, and then we'll talk about some stuff after the fact as well. I'm also in Discord, so if you guys have any questions or you want to bring up a topic or something maybe later after we do the ranking, if you want to hop in to the live stream Discord, we could do that for a little bit, do a little call in if you want. Otherwise, let's do this. I'm gonna try and go quick. So we're gonna do it quick. All right, Pokemon 151, probably one of the best. I'll just say one of the best sets, I think personally, that's come out since I've been back in the hobby as a Japanese set. I don't know yet about the English equivalent, but we'll see when it comes out. So we have all these EXs. Secret rares, we've got the full arts, we've got the art rares, we've got the special illustration rares, we've got all the shit, all of them, and we're gonna rank them all right here. And this is how we're ranking them. We're ranking them by God tier. Excellent, okay, not great, straight, bad, shit on a stick. I don't know if there's gonna be that many that I think are shit, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Too much God tier. There's gonna be probably quite a bit God tier. All right, so first is the Kangaskhan. So actually, I got to do the EXs here, and then we'll do the special illustration rares after. Wait, hold on. These are just the, because I have the larger versions, but I think this is only the. Oh, we have the full arts. Okay, that's fine. But we don't have the EXs. So we'll do the EXs quick, and then we can go through this list here, and I can show you guys bigger pictures of them as we go. So we have the Kangaskhan EX. I'm not a huge fan of this card, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of the 3D design. I don't like that they're just like, it looks like they're on a roller coaster. I don't get it. Yeah, not a huge fan of this, honestly. I think honestly, we're just gonna go straight to bat. I think this is a bad artwork of Kangaskhan. I don't get it. It's kind of funny, sort of, in a weird way. So maybe you can find some humor in it, but I just think it's kind of bad. I mean, the amount of cool stuff you could do with Kangaskhan, and you put Kangaskhan and the kid on a roller coaster. That's basically it. I don't get it. Not a fan. So the first one, we're going straight into the bad tier. I just put I think some of the EXs are cool. So, but all right, we got Jynx. Okay, so in terms of Jynx is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon, I think, ever. So I'm going to try and objectively rank this, but I'm not a huge fan of Jynx in general. Don't really like the Pokemon, but I think that the card is actually kind of okay in terms of a Jynx card. I think it's kind of weird because I don't know if I would want to get a kiss from a Jynx. I'm just going to say that right now. And it looks like that's what she's trying to do, but it kind of always looks like Jynx is trying to kiss you. So, but it's kind of whimsical. She's like, I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't like Jynx. It's not great, but it's fine. It's okay. It's whatever. I wouldn't want to pull it, but I wouldn't be angry if I pulled it. I probably would be angry if I pulled it compared to all the other ones. All right, we have Zapdos. I think the Zapdos is actually pretty cool looking. It's a little zoomed in, but most of the EXs are zoomed in. And if we're really going to shit on zoomed in, then I'd have to shit on Prime cards, and I actually really love Prime cards because of how zoomed in they are. So I can't really do that. But yeah, I think Zapdos is definitely the best of the three birds, in my opinion. And the OG Zapdos, not the shitty one that they made later on, the Galarian Zapdos. This Zapdos is the best of the birds. I always loved, catching them at the power plant. So I gotta put this one, though. I don't think it's, is it excellent? I'd be happy if I pulled it. There's other ones that I'd like to pull more. We're gonna put in excellent. I think it's a pretty decent looking EX. I'd be happy to pull a Zapdos compared to a lot of other Pokemon here. All right, the Mew. I actually think the Mew EX is really nice. I'm gonna put this one in excellent as well. I like it. I like that it's almost, the Mew's almost making a little heart, and you have the tail that comes out of the box and wraps around, and it's just a nice, it's a good looking EX. I like them. I like it a lot. The Charizard. Okay. Obviously, I'm a Charizard simp. You guys know I'm a Charizard simp. I do think that this EX is better than the V-Star. Probably better than... maybe better than the V? I'm trying to think of the Charizard Vs. It's better than the Full Arts, for sure. It's pretty up there. I actually really like this Charizard EX. Do I think that it's God tier? No. But I'm going to put it at the top of excellent. I think it's a nice looking Charizard EX in my opinion. Golem. Man, Golem got a pretty cool EX artwork, even though it's just Golem. How's it going, Peak? What's up, man? Golem is just Golem. Obviously, he's like just about to explode, it looks like. He's got all that heat and fire coming out of his body, just about to self-destruct. And honestly, the card looks pretty good for a Golem card. I would be happy to pull this. I wouldn't be as happy as Charizard, Zapdos, or Mew, so we're gonna put in okay. But for a Golem card, it's pretty nice. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. All right, Arbok. I like when Pokemon designs are like, they're attacking things. They're going all, obviously it's spitting venom. It's got green, all over the card, splashed all over the card. But I think it's the top of not great. I think it's okay. There's a lot of better Arbok cards out there. I'm just not a huge fan of Arbok in general. I think Seviper is just a better snake Pokemon in my opinion, but I'll say not great. It's fine. It's not great. Venusaur. The Venusaur for some reason looks like Ivysaur. Do you guys get that? I feel like the Venusaur looks a lot smaller in this card than it should, and it almost looks like Ivysaur. Like, it doesn't scream Venus. Nothing about this card screams Venusaur to me. You could say that this card is an Ivysaur card, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's Ivysaur. Because you can't really see the flower on its back fully bloomed. You kind of can a little bit, but I don't know. There's just something not very interesting about this. It's got that, like, open mouth, blank stare looking at you too, like, I don't know. I'm just not huge on this one. I'm actually gonna put it in not great. I'm gonna put it behind. I'm gonna put it behind Arbok. I don't think that's very good. I think they did Venusaur a bit dirty on the EX. I don't know. Just not great. All right, Ninetales. Ninetales just looks so busy. This artwork is so busy to me. Not necessarily in a bad way, but there's just so much going on. I don't think it's bad. I'll put it in the back of okay. I think it's better than the ones in not great, but it's definitely not as good as the Golem. The Golem's pretty badass. I can't tell. Maybe it is bad. I'm having trouble figuring out if it's bad or if it's passable. I don't know. We'll leave it there for now. We'll move it later maybe. We got Wigglytuff. Why is Wigglytuff look so fat? I feel like that's fatter than a Wigglytuff usually is. Am I wrong? Like, that Wigglytuff looks like Prager's fat. Like, real big. I don't like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of got like a funny thing going on. It almost looks like it ate something that's too big for his body, so it's like it like can't figure out what the hell. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I'm gonna put it in not great. Yeah, it's not great. All right, now the Alakazam. The Alakazam is cool. Did Arita do this one or just the other one? Arita might have just did the other one. I'm not sure. I don't have the larger photos of these, but I have the larger photos of all the other ones. Yo, what's up, Boondock? All right, so we got Alakazam. I think the Alakazam is pretty good. Is it excellent? Is Alakazam excellent? There's a level X of Alakazam, right? I feel like that card looks familiar. Yes, it looks like the level X. It's almost the exact same artwork. It's a little more zoomed in, but it's the exact same pose as the level X. I knew that looked familiar for some reason. I think it looks good. Do I think it is excellent? You know what? I think it's good. I'd be happy to pull that one. Let's put in excellent. All right, the Blastoise. Blastoise is okay. It's got the water kind of flowing out of the cannon. It looks a bit too 3D-ish. It's a little weird. It's very smooth. He almost looks like he's made out of plastic. But I like the action pose. I like the hydro pump or the water jets working. I'm gonna say top of okay. I think it's okay. Is it better than the Golem though? You know what? This Golem looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna leave Golem up there. Okay, now we're getting into the actually now we're getting into the SIRs. So we're gonna start with the Bulbasaur line. We're gonna work our way through. We're going to do. Finally, I can show you guys bigger pictures of everything. So we have Bulbasaur. Well, I think this is a great artwork. It's a bit busy. You know, Bulbasaur is kind of blends into it. So you kind of got to look for him. He obviously is more blue, but there's also blue in the background and everything. I don't think that the Bulbasaur line here is as strong as the other two in terms of the art style, but I like it. It's cool. I like that it's like a dense forest. You've got the sunlight through the trees. I think what makes the other two stand out a little bit more is the other two have more of a story. Where I feel like this one, I haven't seen really the story yet. If it's just supposed to be that he's just exploring the forest. But the other two have a very obvious story, in my opinion. And this one is a little bit lacking in terms of the story component. But I like it. It's fine. It's not a bad card by any means. It's still good. I think it's excellent. I think it's excellent. It's not God tier. I think it's excellent. I think it's very good. I think it's very good. We'll go excellent. Next, we have the Ivysaur. So, I like this one a lot. Again, very similar to the Bulbasaur because it's the same artist, obviously, and the Venusaur will look similar to this one. I love that it's playing in the water. I love that you have the detail of the reflection in the water. You have a lot of reflection actually in the water. It actually adds for an interesting interesting artwork. I think it's still not God tier though. Maybe it is. I don't think so. I think the Venusaur line just kind of sits in the excellent. I do think it's better than the Bulbasaur, but it's not God tier. It's just not. I just don't think it is. Next up. Okay. Now we have the Charmander line. And if you're in Discord, you know that when I first saw these, I was like, they're all right. I like the art style. I think the art style is really cool. But the Pokemon is so small. Like, so small. Comparatively to the rest of the card. But when you put all the three cards together and you see the story taking place, it makes for a really interesting, like, 3-panel, almost like a comic. Like, you could, because you have the Charmander working its way out of the volcano or the cave, and then when it gets to the top, it flies out as a Charizard. So, while I think that these two artworks are very cool, and I like the art style, I don't think I can put them God tier. Not these two. We'll revisit the Charizard, obviously. But I don't know if I could put these God tier just because the Pokemon feels like such a small component of the actual card. But I do like the story that's being told, so I don't know. Man, this is tough. This one's really tough. This one's really, really tough. No, for me, they're not God tier. I don't think they're God tier. But I gotta say, I like the Charmander better than the Charmeleon. I like the Charmander standing on the rock, looking up. You have the nice sunlight coming down right on him. It's very good, like, perspective. You get the emphasis on the Pokemon. You got the nice little highlight on the head. I think that one stands out to me a bit more than the Charmeleon. You guys know Charmeleon is on one of my favorite cards of all time. My favorite card of all time. The Dark Charmeleon card artwork is amazing. But I gotta put Charmander above Charmeleon. But I think they're both... do I think this Charmeleon is better than that Ivysaur? I don't think so. I think I'm going to put Charmeleon behind Ivysaur in excellent. I really like the Ivysaur because I really like the reflection. It's a little bit more playful than just kind of the calm sereneness of the Bulbasaur. So, but yeah, I think that's right. I think that works. Chatter yelling on this 151 Mayhem. I wasn't really super hype on the set until today. Telltale signs of FOMO. I'm very hype on this set. Yeah, I think it's great. I'm extremely hype on this set. I'm excited to open my boxes. All right, now we get to God tier. Because I think that this Squirtle line is God tier. And I disagree with anyone that says that the Blastoise is a bad artwork, because you're wrong. It's an amazing artwork. And the story being told here is the best story out of the three. You have Squirtle playing on the beach, getting used to the water, and then when it grows up into Wartortle, he's right under the surface. He's cruising, not quite confident enough to go deep. And then in the Blastoise, he is the king of the deep. And it looks badass, and I love it. So, this line, in my opinion, is God tier. But we have to figure out where in the God tier it's going to go. So, I really like the Squirtle. It's great. I actually think I like the Wartortle better than the Squirtle. So, I really like this where it's just under the water. You got the nice sun still shining through. You got the nice highlights on the Pokemon. He's just chilling, doing his thing. I think that this is great. I think that this one is better than the Squirtle, although the Squirtle is adorable and deserves to be in God tier. But yeah, I think that's where I have to put those, because they just look so damn good. Next up, a really interesting Pokemon to get a special illustration rare, or illustration rare, sorry, or art rare, sorry. God, can we just name it all the same damn thing, Pokemon, please? So we have Caterpie. Out of all the Pokemon to get an art rare, Caterpie gets one. So I actually like this because you have a bunch of different Caterpie. You can see that Caterpie's been eating, and you can see the big Caterpie here that's been eating this particular leaf, and the leaf being eaten away is showing all the other Caterpie. You also have this here, and I don't know if it's supposed to be here or not, but it almost looks like string. So you might have some Caterpie that are getting ready to turn into Metapods. I mean, this is just a really cool artwork. I like the perspective of it, where you're kind of looking through a half-eaten leaf at the rest of the Pokemon behind. Caterpie is not one of my favorite Pokemon. It's very cute, but I really like the art style here. So we're going to put this, I can't put it in okay. I think it's definitely better than okay. But where is it in excellent? I don't think it's better than every EX. So maybe I'll put it here. And then I have to move Zapdos down the EX line because I definitely don't think it's as good as the... I think there. I think that's where I'm at in terms of where the Caterpie art rare can go. Kind of in between the better of the EXs, in my opinion. Okay. Next card, the Pikachu. The Pikachu from... Oh, no way, there's a Gengar in this artwork. I didn't notice that. There's so many Pokemon. There's a Blastoise back there. Hold on. There's a Psyduck, 2 Nidorans, a Butterfree, a Growlithe. What's back there? What's on her head? There's a Clefairy? Jigglypuff? What? Jigglypuff, I think? Oh my god, there's a Mr. Mime, there's a Slowpoke. Dude! There's Pidgey? Wait. There's so many Pokemon. They didn't somehow fit. Wouldn't that be amazing if they somehow fit like all 151 Pokemon in this artwork? I love how there's a Blastoise just chilling in the back, like big old Blastoise with the big freaking cannons. This is cool. There's so many different Pokemon here. Oh, that's incredible. That's really awesome. And then you have Pikachu in the middle. This kind of reminds me of the... You guys remember the Mew alternate art? The Mew V alternate art where it was like Mew, and then around it was all these different Pokemon that were kind of like running with it, but, you know, different stages of being focused in and out in the background or foreground. And then you had Mew that was kind of the focus in the middle. It reminds me a bit of that with less of like a perspective focus. But I think the artwork is super cool. I could definitely see if this was like a graphic novel or a comic, this would be really, really well done. So yeah, this definitely has to go up there. Just based on how many Pokemon were you able to just naturally fit in. It reminds me sort of some of the shots from Detective Pikachu, where you're seeing shots of like New York City or what's supposed to be New York City or similar city, and you're just seeing Pokemon everywhere, like Pokemon living amongst all the people. You get these, nice pan shots of like all these different Pokemon. Yeah, and you got Growlithe and Gengar, two of my favorite 151 Pokemon. Yeah, man, that's incredible. That's actually incredible. So, do we put in God tier though? Or at the top of excellent? Trying to look at the rest of the cards to see if there's any more God tier. Well, there's definitely some more God tier. Yeah. We're gonna put it at the back of God tier for now, but we might move it down to excellent. We'll see. Next up, we've got Nidoking. I like this Nidoking card. It's a little bit plain. It's a nice looking card. The background is done very well. Nidoking sits very nicely as the king of the jungle, but I wish he was doing something. I wish there was more of a focus on like some action or some sort of expression. He's just kind of like standing there. There's not a whole lot actually happening in the artwork. It's a really nice looking card, and I love Nidoking, but I feel like they could have done a little bit more in terms of making it a little more action. Maybe adding a few more Pokemon in the background or something. You got all this space to work with, and all we really got was rocks and trees and stuff. Like in a set that is really focused on like cards telling stories, this one really doesn't say anything. It's just kind of a Pokemon standing in a clearing in a forest, which is fine. Still good looking card, but it's not going to crack into the God tier, that's for sure. I think honestly, I'm going to put this Nidoking in okay. I think it's okay. It's a nice looking card. Would I be excited to pull it? Compared to the other art rares, no. But I think in any other set, this would be probably a standout art rare. But this set is just crazy. This set's just got all these amazing looking cards. Now we have Psyduck. Dude, this reminds me so much of so many different places in Japan. Like all these staircases that lead up to temples and things, and you have a Psyduck holding its head on the way down, obviously very confused or about to use confuse, or he got smacked on the head. Maybe. I think this is good, but again, it's kind of like the Nidoking. Not a whole lot going on. It's super cute. It's kind of funny because it has Psyduck doing his normal like head thing from the anime. And the background definitely reminds me of different places in Japan, walking up to different temples and stuff, especially the Kyoto area. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot going for it. I'm not a huge Psyduck fan. I know that there are Psyduck fans out there that are like super hype on Psyduck. I think it's okay. I'm gonna put it in top of okay because I like the surrounding a bit better than the Nidoking, but I don't think it's anything crazy. It's nice, not crazy. Next up. Oh, I love this card. Poliwhirl. This one is amazing. Man, just a Poliwhirl walking down the street. It's obviously puddles of rain. It's coming down hard. And he's just looking at himself. Just looking at himself in the reflection. Yeah, this card is so cool. I love the night lights, the city walk, the reflection, the little expression. It is as such a good card. That is such a good looking artwork. This card is awesome. I think it's God tier. I just put a Poliwhirl in God tier. I think it's above the Pikachu. I think that's a fantastic artwork. I had to do it. It's too good. Next up. Oh man. I think when everyone thinks about like this has okay, this just popped in my head. This has a very like Wallace and Gromit feel. You guys ever watch Wallace and Gromit? If you look at the like the characters and stuff, it almost seems like claymation the way that it's shaded. It's almost Wallace and Gromit-y. I don't know if I like this. It's obviously like if you know, Machoke is probably the most practical. If you're gonna have, actually Machamp would probably be the most practical because he has 4 arms. But if you're gonna have like a Pokemon in real life, Machoke would probably be the most helpful. He could do all your yard work. He could move you. He could build your house. He could do all this different stuff for you. So I like the card. It's very funny. It's exactly what I think Machoke would do, like in a real world scenario. Just not a huge fan of the art style in general. It reminds me of Wallace and Gromit for some reason. And I don't know if that's a good thing. So we're going to put this card in. You know what? I'm going to put it at the top of not great. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to put it at the top of not great. I don't think it's that great. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny. It's got the funny thing going for it. I don't think it's a bad card. I just don't think it's that great. Next. Tangela. We got a couple Tangela hanging out in the park. Swinging on the vines. On their vines, I guess. Tangela is not really one of my favorite Pokemon. But, you know, this artwork isn't bad. It's cool artwork. I like it. But I don't think it's anything crazy. And Tangela is not really a Pokemon for me. But it's an interesting, yeah. It doesn't really do much for me. It's like, yeah, okay. I probably wouldn't be very happy to pull that in comparison to some of the other cards. But it's not a bad looking card. It's not a bad looking card. Tangela collectors would be very happy with this card, I'm sure. That's just not me. So it's going to go in not great above the Machoke. Next up, Mr. Mime. I like this card a lot. You know why? Because it tells a story. And guess what? I think they're playing chess or checkers. And they're sitting down in the park playing chess or checkers. One of the other mimes is an onlooker, and they're literally miming playing checkers in the park. And this is actually kind of awesome. It's kind of a fantastic idea for a card, especially for Mr. Mime. And on top of that, you got some really nice shadows happening here on the ground with the harsh light source in the back. I think this is just a really nice looking design, really nice looking card. Not a huge Mr. Mime fan. I think he's really creepy. But I do think that this card looks really good. So it's a very good design for kind of a weird Pokemon. I'm going to put it in. I got to put it in excellent, I think. I'm going to put it in excellent above Caterpie. Yeah. It deserves it. Next up, Omanite. I haven't really gotten a good look at this card yet. You got Omanite, you got an Omastar in the background, you got Kabuto. Also, you got a Helix fossil, looks like. There's a lot going on in this artwork. You got another Omanite down there. Man, there's a lot of Omanite and Omastars in here. I think this is okay. You know, I'm more of a Kabuto Dome Fossil type person. Not necessarily a Helix Fossil type person. But I don't think this is a bad card. I like the you know, sun coming through the water. I like the, you know, the distant Pokemon in the background. But I don't think it's doing anything special for me. I think it's a nice looking card, but I don't think it's anything crazy. So, but I'm actually going to put it in okay. I think it's a pretty decent artwork. I'm going to put it behind Nidoking. I don't think it's in the not great. I think it's just okay. Next, Snorlax. I like this card. This just reminds me of the video game. Like, it takes me, there's so much nostalgia in this card. Because in the first video game, obviously you have to get the Poke Flute to wake Snorlax up so that you can move to the bike section. I think it's the bike section. Or to get Fly so that you can fly around the world. So you have to get the Poke Flute to do that. And, you know, I mean, Snorlax blocking a path. He does that in like every video game. And you got the little Diglett there looking at him like, what the hell? You got the Pidgey just perched up there. And then you have the big old fat Snorlax blocking the way. I think this is a really nice looking card. And I'm glad that they chose this for the ETB promo. I think it's great. I like this one a lot. So, I don't think it's God tier, but I think it's very excellent. So, I'm going to actually put it above the Bulbasaur, but behind Charmeleon. I think that makes sense. Next up. Oh, talk about nostalgia. So at the end of the first game, when you beat the last badge, right? The dragon castle thing opens up and you're able to go in there and catch Dratini, but I never actually ended up with Dragonite because it's on the slow track for XP. And it takes for freaking ever to grind to get a Dragonite. But it's really cool when you go in there and you can catch the Dratinis. And obviously the Dragonair is chilling in here as well. Dragonair is one of my favorite Pokemon of 151. I think you can make a strong case that Dragonair is a better looking Pokemon than Dragonite. I think you can make a very strong case. And Dragonair has had some amazing artworks over the years. And this, we can just add to the list because I think this is amazing as well. I think this to me goes up in the God tier. Is it better or worse than the I'm gonna put it just behind the Poliwhirl, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely in the God tier for sure. Next up, Mewtwo. Come on. I mean, I think it's similar to the Pokemon Go Mewtwo that's like up in the sky in Times Square, looking down at all the peasants, at the world that he resides over, all the peasants that he is. It's so freaking good. I think that this is amazing, and I've already bought a few copies of this card because, you know, it dropped to a point where I felt like, you know, comfortable buying it at. And I think this is a fantastic artwork. A lot of people shit on the artworks where you only see the back of the Pokemon, or like you get partial front view with the back. I think it's really menacing here, actually. I think it shows that, like, he is above all. He is literally the god. Well, not literally the god. That would be Arceus, but he, in terms of power, he controls this world. Kanto is his to destroy or make his puppets. So he is a beast. And yeah, it's just very menacing. It's dark with the city lights. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. So that is the current reigning God tier artwork from the set. Mewtwo's only $20. I got them for $10 a piece this morning on Buyee. I don't know if they've gone up on Buyee, but they were cheaper on Buyee than eBay, and they were around $10. So I think I just got 5 of them. I didn't go crazy or anything, but I had to pick up a few because they just look. It's just such a cool looking card, and Mewtwo is, you know, Mewtwo's Mewtwo. All right, now we're gonna get to add a bunch of the Pokemon to the bad tier. Let's go. A lot of these, for some reason, and maybe I don't know what it is, because I feel like the ones previously didn't look this bad. But they look like bad video game sprites, like bad Nintendo 64 video game models, some of these. And I don't understand what it is, like what I don't like about them. But some of these are not great. Starting with the Venusaur. I don't think the Venusaur looks very good. I think that is very unfortunate. And that's going to go in bad. Now, the Charizard, I think, looks fine because he's actually doing something. He's doing something. He's doing a pose. There's something happening. A lot of these are just like, the Pokemon just like standing there, like dead-eyed, looking into the camera. At least Charizard is like, he's like actually doing something. But yeah, most of the Pokemon aren't. They're just sitting there. There's nothing interesting happening in the card. So I do like the Charizard. I think the Charizard is decent. I think they did okay with that. It's not excellent. I would say the top of okay. I think it's okay. I think it looks good for the card that it is. But yeah, I definitely, no. Do we keep going back for these? The Blastoise. I think the Blastoise is fine. I don't think this is a bad looking card at all. He's not really doing anything. He's just standing there looking into the camera, kind of like the static pose nonsense. Not huge on that, but I think overall, you know, Chunky Boy be Chunky Boy. I think it looks okay. It's not great. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the EX of Blastoise, but it's probably better than the EX of Ninetales. So, and actually, I gotta put Ninetales down here somewhere. Ninetales deserves to be in the not great category. We'll put Ninetales behind Venusaur. But yeah, I think that the Blastoise is all right, but yeah, not great. I think the Ninetales is not great. It's not bad. It's just kind of meh. Like, they didn't really add any contrast to the background. They were just like, yeah, throw a yellow Pokemon on a yellow background. Typically, they do something interesting like with the Arbok, where it's like, oh, you have a purple Pokemon, put it on a green background. And they do like a nice switcheroo on background to Pokemon. But for some reason, they were like, oh, no, yeah, let's just put yellow on yellow. And I guess that's the same for Charizard is red on orange. Oh, he's orange on red, but still. And then Blastoise is blue on blue. And but this one just, it's literally the same color on top of the same color. So not huge on this. I think they could have done a lot better with Ninetales. So, but it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's very much not great. So we're gonna put it there. The Wigglytuff's just Wigglytuff, man. I don't know. The Arbok is bad. The Golem is bad. All right, I'm just gonna put these. Let's get back to the good stuff. The Jinx is bad. The Kangaskhan is bad. The Zapdos. So, the Wigglytuff is at the top of bad. The Mew, I think, is good. I think the Mew looks good. This card looks good. I like this one. It is pink on pink. There's not much contrast happening. I wish that they would have added like a different interesting color in the background to kind of make the Pokemon pop instead of just having like this green border. But I actually like the card. I think it looks really good. It looks really good in gold as well. We'll get to that, but it looks pretty good as the full art. So let's add this. Excellent. No. I think it's okay. I would be, actually, it might be an excellent. It's the best of the full arts, in my opinion. So it's got to go above Charizard. But how far up in the excellent should we put it? Is it better or worse than the EX? It's not as good as this. I think it's better than the EX, but not as good as the Charizard. This is going to go right there. Oh, we're getting the full art trainers now. So this is... I forgot. What's her name? Erica. So this is Erica. It looks good. I like it. I really like the background a lot. It's like got the cherry blossom, petals in the background. It looks really nice. The classic kind of waifu pose. Kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I actually, this is kind of weird, but I actually almost like these two, the Giovanni and the Erica, better than their special illustration versions. But we'll get there. But yeah, I think this is really nice. I think it's very good. I would put this in excellent. I think this is a very good artwork of Erica. I think it deserves to be an excellent. So, where are we going to put it? I think we could put it above the Mew. Man. I think I might put it above Bulbasaur, actually. I like that trainer card. It looks good. It looks really good. I'll put it above Bulbasaur. I think that makes sense there. I like that. The Giovanni. I think this one looks cool. This one looks really cool. The SIR looks interesting as well, but this one makes him look way more menacing, The pose is a little corny, but it is menacing. It looks good. I like the background is like a dark red kind of city background. He's the mob boss. He controls this shit. So I think it's fine. Is it excellent though? I think it's okay. I think it's okay, but it's pretty up there. Like I would say probably above the Charizard in okay. It looks good. Next up. So I had to look this person up because I was like, who the hell is this? But I forgot the name, but this is Gary's sister from the game. The little girl that gives you the map when you leave town. I had no idea that she even had a name. I don't remember her having a name. But yeah, this is Gary's sister that gives you the map when you leave town to give to Gary, and then I don't think you ever actually give him the map. I don't think. What's up, Lava Collectibles? How's it going? I'm assuming it's got to be really expensive, right? With the whole waifu craziness nonsense happening right now. But yeah, I didn't even know that this character had a name, but it does. She does. I think this is an okay artwork. It's definitely not as good as the Erica. Nowhere near close to as good as the Erica. The Erica is just... This Erica is real good. This one, meh. I wouldn't say it's as good as Giovanni either. I'm just gonna put it there for now. Let's put it at the back of okay for now. Yeah, we'll put it there for now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It might move later. All right, we got Bill. Okay, so Bill, obviously in the OG game, you find Bill. He's turned himself into a Pokemon. You have to turn him back. It's freaking hilarious. I don't think this is the best of the Bill artworks that we've had over the years. I think it's fine, but it's just kind of meh. So I'm actually gonna put this in not great. I'm gonna put it at the front of not great. It's not great. Could have been better. I would have loved to see Bill like. Oh man, that would have been epic. If like, if Bill was like coming out of the chamber where you turn him back into a human, and he's like emerging from the chamber, but he's all like discombobulated or something. That would have been epic. But yeah. It's okay. It's not a bad artwork. It's not fantastic or anything, but Venusaur. Okay, now we're getting into the special illustration rares of the starters. Oh no. I'm just not huge on these. The Venusaur, Ivysaur, and Bulbasaur. I'm just not huge on this. It's okay. Like, it's a decent... It's probably one of the better Venusaur artworks. I don't feel like Venusaur's gotten a lot of love. But it's good. It's got a lot of detail. There's a lot of color. It's kind of pastel-y or some sort of... I just wish that these cards told as much a story as the Charizard and the Blastoise one did. These cards just kind of feel like they're just sitting in the forest. That's why I like the Ivysaur one probably the most, because Ivysaur's actually doing something, you know? He's playing in the water, he's looking at himself in the reflection. Like, there's actually something happening. Whereas the Venusaur is just not. But I think the Venusaur is better than the Bulbasaur, so I'm gonna put it there. Oh, we should put these. The Alakazam for the EX, I think is okay. I don't think it's as good as the regular EX. So probably here, behind the Nidoking, but in front of the Ammonite. And then the Zapdos, I think the Zapdos is okay looking. I don't think it's as good as its EX. And again, I would probably put it behind Alakazam right there in front of the Ammonite. That's probably where I would put those. The Zapdos might be a little high, but I'm actually gonna put the Zapdos. Where should it go in terms of... Probably right here. I like that Alakazam's actually doing something. He's doing his whole spoon shit. But the Zapdos is very similar to the Blastoise, where it's just kind of there. It's just kind of sitting there in frame of the card. It's not really doing anything interesting. Okay. So Charizard made it out of the volcano after evolving a couple times. Man, this card is really cool, but I don't know. Like, the Charizard cards I like are when he's being a badass. You know, I don't like seeing nice Charizard. I like seeing angry Charizard. I like seeing a Charizard that's about to tear something apart. And this is like nice Charizard just flying out of the volcano before it erupts, you know? I do really like the art style. I like the purples and the reds and everything going on. I like the background. I like the pastel-y, kind of blocky looking art style. Charizard looks like he's been eating well. He's a little bit fat. Man, this one is the most tough one to rank, because I don't know if I want to put it in God tier or not. I honestly kind of like the Charmander card a little more than the Charizard card. Is that crazy? I think where I'm gonna put it is right here. I think I like the Ivysaur card better than the Charizard too. Yeah. Damn, I did not think it would go that low. It's still excellent. I still like it a lot. I'll still probably end up buying 1 or 2 or 6, depending on how low it goes. But yeah, I definitely think it is better than the Venusaur, but not as good as the Blastoise. The Blastoise artwork, don't care what y'all think, this Blastoise artwork is definitely the best of the 3, 100%. Arita just killed it. I love this evolution line. Like I said earlier, it's the Squirtle playing in the water, getting used to things. It's the Wartortle swimming still close to the surface because he doesn't want to get too deep. And then it's the Blastoise owning the seas, going all the way to the depths. I love that idea for the whole line. This card is freaking sick. Arita absolutely killed it. And is it better than the Mewtwo, though? I don't think it's better than the Mewtwo. I don't think it's better than the Mewtwo. Ooh, it's close though. It is real close though. It is real freaking close though. I'm gonna put the Poliwhirl actually above Squirtle. I think this is good. That Poliwhirl is so cool. That is such a cool artwork. All right, we're getting down to it. The Alakazam messing with some spoons. There is a lot of detail in this artwork, man. There aren't any more Pokemon, though, I don't see. Just a lot of stuff. And Alakazam looks like he's trying to do something with spoons. He's messing with his abilities. It's okay. I don't think it's anything crazy. I think it's nice. I think it'll probably go in excellent. But probably toward the back. I do think it's probably better than... It's probably better than Bulbasaur, but not as good as Venusaur? Maybe? Somewhere there. I think that works. Oh boy. Okay. This one is obvious, right? This is definitely God tier artwork. I'm actually really the one biggest disappointment about this set, in my opinion, is that they didn't do a card similar to this for one of the evolutions. So if they had done like a Flareon EX that had all three, or a Vaporeon EX that had all three of the evolutions on one card too, I think that would have been a really nice addition to having these three legendaries and then those three evolutions. I think that would have been nice. Or an Eevee EX that had all four of them. That would have been sick. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. But this card is awesome. It's super awesome. It definitely goes in God tier. It's definitely above the Dragonair, above the Squirtle, above that. Yep. Probably gonna go right there. Behind the Blastoise, but above everything else. It's definitely God tier. Okay, this one is interesting. This one is interesting. I don't know what to think about this one. I know there's a lot of people that really love this card. Really love the artwork on this card. There's a lot going on. You know, you have the lady up here. You got the kids chasing each other for the lollipop. You got the lady up here drinking her morning coffee. You got the person here eating some ice cream. And then you have Mew just chilling up there, I guess. Doesn't really feel like Mew is interacting with anyone. Like, Mew's not really interacting with the card. He's just kind of there, looking down at the townsfolk. Is Mew supposed to be invisible in this? Because can't Mew go invisible? Or am I just making shit up? I might be just making shit up. That's very possible. But I feel like in one of the movies or the anime or something that I saw, Mew could go invisible and then like reappear and shit. So maybe Mew's supposed to be invisible in this? Watching the townsfolk, that's why nobody can see it. I don't know. I like the colors. The colors are really nice. Apparently and I think this is just how it is. I don't think it was designed for the sun to come up. But apparently when you shift the card a little bit in the light, this light here gets a bit brighter, almost like it's coming up over the home, which seems really cool to me. But yeah, I think it's cool. Do I think it's God tier? I mean, I think it would have to be God tier because I think it's better than the Charmander. Maybe not as good as the Pikachu, but it's definitely the low end of God tier for me. All right, last three. Ooh, we have the Erica. Oh, we got Erica with all her perfumes. all of her plants and perfumes. This actually does look really good. Never mind, I take it back. I said before that I think I like this Erica better than this Erica. Oh, I still might, honestly. I mean, this one looks really nice, though. But this one looks really good. But this one looks really nice. Oh, I don't know. I think the art style... So this one is a bit more... Man, there's so much detail here. The lighting is so nice. Yeah, this is better. This is better. I don't know if it's significantly better. Shoot. I don't know if it's significantly better than this one, but it's better for sure. I think I would enjoy pulling... Honestly, I think it's at the top of excellent. I think it's a really good looking card. Well, is it better than the Charm? Is it better than the Charizard? Maybe it should be here. I think it should be there. And then I think Snorlax can go above Charmeleon. And I think this Erica could go above Charmeleon. I think it's there. I think that's where it fits the best. I don't think it's above Charizard, but it's close. All right. Now, Giovanni. So... Giovanni, you can see here, has a Master Ball. Crazy. Giovanni's got the Master Ball. He also has a Pokeball. And he also has a cute kitty cat. That's a big cat, man. Could you imagine having that big of a cat? Dude, look at all the Pokeballs behind him in his, like, Pokeball case. I wonder if these are all Pokemon. Or if they're just different styles of balls. Alright. Giovanni's a ball collector. Good to know. I think this looks pretty good. Does it look... Is it better than this one? Is it better than the other Giovanni? Because the other Giovanni's pretty badass. But that one's just in okay. I think that this one's better than that, but I do think it kind of sits back here a bit. So, I think it sits about here. I think it's pretty good, but not... It's not as good as the Erica's. But it's decent. It can sit back there. That's good. Maybe it's a little low, but... And the last but not least, we have the Gold Mew EX. I like the Gold Mew EX. I think this is a really nice looking card. It's definitely better than the Full RDX, so we're going to have to move it up. Is it... I think it's better than the Bulbasaur. It's better than the Alakazam. Would I rather... I think I would rather pull this than the Charmeleon. Would I rather pull this or the Erica? I think, honestly, I think it's right here. I think it's right there. I think that's where it sits. So that is my ranking of the secret rares of Pokemon 151. The god tier artworks, in my opinion, are the Mewtwo art rare, the Blastoise SIR, the Zapdos EX, the Wartortle, the Squirtle, the Poliwrath, the Dragonair, the Pikachu, and the Mew SIR. And the rest of them are ranked as is. Yeah, they look really nice. I like them a lot. Very cool. I still think if I had to make a big, grandiose statement about this set, I think it's one of the better sets that's come out since I've come back into the hobby. I really like it. I really like it. They added some really cool, unique things to this set, like the Master Ball reverse holo pattern amongst all the Pokeball reverse holo patterns. That I think that is just a really nice, unique little thing that the Japanese set's gonna have that I'm sure the English set won't, unfortunately. That kind of sucks, but yeah, I just think it's great. I think it's very cool. It's a very cool set, for sure. Okay. What to talk about now? What have you guys been up to? Do you agree or disagree with my statements? How's it going? What's going on, peeps? I hope that everyone's having a good Friday night tonight. It's a long weekend for me, so that's awesome. I got a 3-day weekend coming up, starting tomorrow, which is great. What happened? Gene B, welcome. Thank you for the sub. You might not be here, but if you are, welcome. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I think 151 is sick. I am not a huge fan of 151 coming out so close to another Charizard set. Dude, I have 2 cases of Obsidian Flames pre-ordered. I've got a case of ETBs from Pokemon 151. I got so much stuff pre-ordered right now. Like my credit card's gonna pass out when those release dates come through. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I'm excited. I'm gonna make a video about this, but I've been struggling with Baiyi again because Baiyi being Baiyi is always being Baiyi. Baiyi sucks, as always. Really not a big fan of using that service because I know how bad it is. Like, understanding how bad it is and being taken advantage of constantly, but kind of having to use the service because there isn't like a comparable one that I've found so far that I feel like is better or as good, which really sucks because they're really bad. You would think that there would be better options out there, but it seems like a lot of the better options to Baiyi are ones where you have to like preload money onto like their, I don't know how that works in terms of your security, because if you put money into a thing to buy a thing, then like I don't know how that works in terms of like, I like on Baiyi the fact that I can hook up my PayPal to my credit card and it goes through PayPal to and pulls from my credit card. So there's 2 different things of security, but at the end of the day that doesn't even freaking matter because Baiyi just banned me if I try and get a refund. So, but yeah, it's been almost a month now. We're almost to a full month, a full 30 days since I ordered my Unigaba 100 packs, $1,100, and I still have not seen a refund. I haven't seen a cancellation. There's been no refund. I've been back and forth with them so much to try and get this resolved, and I just can't get it. One sec, guys. Yeah, they just won't refund me. So I don't know if I'm ultimately going to be out $1,100 or not because of Baiyi. I hope not. I really hope not. But you never know what's going to happen. So I didn't buy any of the Lord of the Rings set. Those boxes are just too expensive for me, man. Did you get any 150? Yeah, I bought 2 boxes at way too much money. I think I got 2 boxes so that I could open them on the channel for like 130 a piece, which was stupid. And then I got 1 box from Pokemon Center Japan. That I don't know when it will ship, between September and December or something like that. So yeah, but that's probably all I'm going to get. I'll probably buy a bunch of singles, but I'm not going to buy any more boxes unless the price comes down significantly on them, because it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. It's just way too expensive, man. I mean, you got the Charizard on Baiyi going for like 130, 140, and that's literally the price of a box. It's like, I would rather just buy the Charizard for 140 than buy a box trying to pull it, So, and obviously you have the Mew illustration rare and the waifus and stuff, stonking the box to the moon. But yeah, the Charizard, the Blastoise, those are the cards that I would really want, and they are pretty, they're expensive, but they're the price of a box. So yeah, probably just buy singles from here on out, but I do want to open a couple of boxes for fun. So imagine going for a Master Ball Reverse Master set. Yeah. There's only one per box, so you might be a while. It might take you a while. And the cards are kind of expensive right now, the reverses. So I looked this morning at Card Rush, and they were way more expensive than Baiyi was. So I didn't put much stake into their prices. Definitely wouldn't be buying any singles off of them at the minute because they're way more expensive than the sellers on Baiyi were selling them for. But that's just kind of how it works. But yeah, 151 is a very, very cool set. I'll be very excited to open the boxes. And I hope that the singles that I did buy are in decent condition. Because they'll probably be going to CGC the minute that they get in. Because, let's talk about CGC. Round of applause for CGC for continuing to listen to the community. And it sounds like they're going to be making a change here in the coming days. On the 20th, I think, is when they're scheduled to make an announcement. And I kind of think it's going to be a new perfect label. So that would be sick if they change their perfect label to be a bit more premium instead of it being exactly the same as the pristine label. I think that it makes sense for them to change the color or whatever. And on the podcast that Matt guy, I don't know if he's head grader or what his title there is, but on the podcast with Professor Oak and DeGreen Shiz, DeGreen Shiz, I think, talked to him and said that it sucked that WATA was making you pay like the full reholder fee to get the new slab, and that hopefully CGC is not doing the same thing. And it didn't sound like CGC was going to be doing the same thing. So I don't know if it'll be free, but it'll probably be a hopefully cheaper price for reholder if they charge it all. Personally, I think they should come out and say, here's our new label. We're not going to charge the reholder, because I think Dan did the math during his last thing, and it was only in like the single digit thousands. It was like 6,000 or 8,000 cards or something like that would need to be reholdered from perfect to the new label. And for them, that's probably like a day or like a week, maybe a day, maybe a week of reholdering if every one of them got sent back in, which they probably wouldn't. But I would imagine, since there's so little, that they should just do it for free. I would. That would be like a huge thing. But yeah, I think it's interesting that we have, 3 grading companies, and one of them, I don't know who's more shit on nowadays, CGC or Beckett. I think Beckett is pretty shit on nowadays. I don't know if CGC is still being shit on as much as Beckett, but Beckett in Pokemon, I feel like, is kind of irrelevant if it's not a black label. Like, I guess I don't know how their 9, 5s, and 10s stack up in terms of price compared to like a CGC 10 or a PSA 10. But I feel like if it's not a black label, nobody really cares about Beckett all that much. Which, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I sent out my first Beckett submission. So I don't know how long that'll take. I don't know if they've even gotten the cards yet. I don't know anything. I just sent them off, and I hope I get them back. I sent off a bunch of modern Japanese or ultra modern Japanese that I had a bunch of copies of. So hopefully those can be, I don't know. I tried to pick the cleanest of all the cards that I sent. So hopefully we pull one black label. Speaking of black labels, Tennis Wolf shared recently he got the Team Skull costume Pikachu in a black label. I don't even know how expensive that card would go for. Probably an absolute metric shit ton. I have no clue, but what an absolute badass getting that card in a black label. Super expensive. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can... where is it? Where is it? Collection photo, right? Yeah. Yeah. That bad boy. Black label. Costume Team Skull Pikachu. Oof. That is sexy. That is sexy right there. I do not have the balls to crack my ponchos out to try and go for Black Label. My cojones are not big enough to do that. So, but yeah, super cool that he was able to get that. I don't know if he sent that in raw or if he cracked it. I definitely will not be cracking mine. I think that the Magikarp and my Magikarp and Gyarados are a little off center, so I don't even think that they would probably qualify. But the two Charizard ones I have maybe. But yeah, I don't have the balls to do that. I probably should have sent it to them off the rip to try and go for the Black Label, but I wasn't sending to BGS at the time. I haven't had a lot of attention. There's quite a few watchers and things on the ponchos for me on eBay. I listed them really high, so yeah, I'm not surprised that they haven't sold yet, but there's quite a few watchers, probably people that have cards that are waiting to see if mine sell or not. I would assume that's probably the case. But yeah. They're definitely really nice cards, and they definitely have shot up in price. But they are those types of cards that are like, I feel like they're going to be pretty high demand forever, especially if they don't make any more of them. And on top of that, like, I don't necessarily need to sell them. I'd like to at these prices, but if they didn't sell for these prices, I would just probably hold on to them. Like, those are the only cards that I own that I feel like I could hold for 20 years. If I really wanted to, because I feel like that they're that unique. I know that there's a lot of them. I know that a lot of them got 10s, but I just feel like they're special in some ways compared to other promos and stuff that we've seen. But yeah. What else? There's a new podcast that Gem Mint. I feel like there's a Gem Mint collectibles, and then there's Gem Mint Pokemon, right? I think Gem Mint Pokemon is the one I'm thinking of. What is the podcast called? I forget. But yeah, there's a new Next Gen TCG is the podcast. Next Gen TCG, and it's Gem Mint Pokemon and Tetra. Is that what the guy's name is? I've never seen him before. But they are doing a podcast together, and it's really interesting. I actually really like it a lot. It provides a very different perspective because those two guys are like high rollers, like making really high value offers on the highest value cards in the hobby, talking about, trophies, really expensive stuff. It's not stuff I've heard talked about a lot because I feel like at some points it's probably been demonized to talk about like that much money moving around, like, kind of braggy or whatever. I don't find those two to be braggy at all. They seem to be really knowledgeable about the cards, and yeah, they just seem like really nice people. So, but the podcast itself is really cool. I've really liked how they've set it up. It's really nice so far. What's up, Robbie? I've met Gem Mint, such a humble dude. Yeah, I was way too like fanboy. So I went to CollectCon last year in Charlotte, and Gem Mint was there with Pokeju and like Charlie, Herlocker, and all those guys walking around to different tables. And I was too much of a pussy to say anything. I just saw him and was like, "Oh, that's cool," and just walked past. And I didn't want to introduce myself because I was like, "No, I'm good." I don't want to just insert myself into that situation, but yeah. It was cool seeing them there. And obviously Rusty was there too, for a little while. I didn't actually I don't think I saw Rusty. I knew that he was there, but I don't think I saw him. But yeah, this time around I'm gonna be with everyone, so I'm gonna be vending with Dan and Jake and that whole Pokenomics crew at the Charlotte Collecticon. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I should get to meet a lot of people, and it will just be a fun time. Should be a really fun time. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to, in August, I have a Collecticon that I'm going to be doing, which will be really awesome as well. So here near Raleigh, they have or not a Collecticon, a Comic-Con. So here near Raleigh, basically the comic book shop that I have a lot of Pokemon cards in selling right now on consignment, they also do a Comic-Con every year. Last year I did it and sold some Pokemon stuff, and I did really well. And this year I'm going to be doing the same thing there. So I have that, and then the next month I have Collecticon, and then it's just like the holidays. I feel like I got, a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to this year now. In July I'm going to see my brother in Seattle. That's going to be great. My Japan trip is postponed. Postponed? I was supposed to be taking my brother to Japan in early November, late October. And he had to postpone it because he has some other travel stuff happening around that time, which really sucks because now I have to wait until, spring next year to go back. I could go back on my own, but I've tried. The first time I went by myself. It was a brand new experience. I never experienced anything like it before. Never traveled by myself. It was the first time doing anything like that, and it was awesome. And then I went again where I traveled by myself, and unfortunately, it was a little less awesome because I just found myself kind of doing the same things I was doing before and not really experiencing many new things. I just kind of wanted to go back because I went before COVID and after COVID, so... And I found myself not doing a lot of new stuff and not having a unique experience again. So I was going to be taking my brother because he's never been there, and that would be fun. But now I have to wait until next year to do it in the spring. And I told him, I was like, if we go in the spring next year, it's going to be extremely freaking busy because of the cherry blossom, stuff and all that. And I was thinking about this in Worlds this year. So Worlds is obviously in Yokohama, Japan. I can't imagine how crazy the Worlds is going to be this year. Like with the new surge of Chinese collectors that have been collecting Japanese, and how, Japan is a pretty popular tourist destination for Chinese tourists. And as far as I can tell, I don't think Japanese people are super fond of a lot of Chinese tourists. I don't think they're super fond of tourists in general, but I don't think they're super fond of Chinese tourists in particular. And with Pokemon becoming way more popular in Japan, and then the Japanese people having their first Worlds in Japan, I think it's their first Worlds in Japan, or at least the first one in a long time. And then on top of that, everyone in the West that's going to want to travel there for the first time and go, Yokohama is going to be insane that week. I'm actually glad I'm not going because I can imagine a scenario in which it's not even fun. Honestly, I feel like I could easily imagine a scenario where it's not even fun to go because it's packed shoulder to shoulder, can't move around. Every line is huge. It's probably going to be hot because it's in August. I can imagine that it might not even be that fun. The actual event might not even be that fun. But obviously, all the people there, and you'll be able to experience Japan with all the people that you get to meet up with and all that stuff. That would be fun. But yeah, the actual event and all the lines and everything, I'm glad that I chose not to commit to that being a trip, because I can imagine that not being a fun time for sure. But I hope that it's fun for everybody who is gonna go. But yeah, for me, I don't think I'd want to go. But yeah, very excited to get back to Japan to show my brother around. Should be good when that occurs, when that finally happens. What else? What else can we talk about, man? I was thinking. So, in terms of content, like, you know how Pokemon Steven basically films like everything, right? Like, if he makes a PSA submission, he films it. If he gets a PSA return, he films it. If he, if he's posting something on eBay, he films it. Like, he literally films like everything and he makes a video out of it. I don't know if that I don't know if I've set up an audience that would accept those types of like super casual style videos. Because I tend to try and be very I tend to try and focus around specific things, but I find that more people watch videos that are more related to like the buying and the selling and the Japanese cards and stuff, and maybe not so much like opening the brand new set or those types of things that are less unique. Like, more channels across YouTube are opening the new set, opening the new ETBs, opening the blah blah blah. Talking about the new sets, like all that stuff. Whereas I think it's more of a niche subject to be like show like the business aspect of things. But I feel like that's becoming more mainstream too, being like a business YouTuber essentially. I think Steven can do it because he's I think Steven can do it because he's just the sheer quantity. Like I have a lot of diversity. Like, I buy from a whole bunch of different sets all across the Japanese like promos and all that stuff. But the sheer quantity that he can do it is just insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Steven's crazy. He's awesome. He is like the guy who pushes me to do more and be a better business person is Steven. Because I just watch like a PSA return. It's like, oh yeah, I bought 25 of the Charizard V-Stars from such and such, and they all got 10s. Look, and I'm like I only bought 2. Only bought 2. Why is he buying 25? Crazy. Yeah, I think he also has a lot of connections. Like, he has people that buy for him, I think, in Japan and send him stuff. Like big like collection purchases and stuff like that. Like, he's got a lot of connections that normal people just don't have too. So I think I'm more interested now than ever in Japanese product. Made a Tenso account tonight. The US quality lately. Yeah, the US quality lately sucks. I was thinking about making a video just like, I didn't grade a single card from Paldea Evolved. I was hoping to. I wanted to because I pulled some really good cards. But like, those cards are not getting 10s, man. There's no way. There's no way any of those cards are getting 10s. So there's no reason to send them. Like, they're all garbage. It's crazy. But Japanese quality has been kind of iffy recently too, so I don't know. It really depends. You kind of got to get lucky nowadays, or you have to buy singles, because it's very possible that you can open Japanese product and get cards with bad cuts and stuff too. That's been happening more since VMAX Climax. Quit English a few months ago. It's hard though because it's so accessible. Yeah, especially in comparison, especially Japanese now, where everything is like 3 times what it was 3 weeks ago. It's like there's a lot more accessible stuff in English. But I do a little bit of both. For the comic book shop, I do more English. Started selling packs there this month. That seems to be going well so far. But for myself, for my flipping and stuff, I do Japanese. So it's just just depends, I guess. Depends. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I was buying has now like 3x'd, 2x, 3x'd in the last like 3 weeks. So now I feel like I have to move Like, I have to find other stuff to buy. And it's great because, like, you know, the stuff went up in value that I was buying. So obviously I was buying the right stuff. But at the same time, it's like, damn it, I wanted to buy more. I wanted this to continue for like the next month. I didn't want it to just like shoot up, you know, in the process of like a week. And now everything is no longer buyable at, you know, because I feel like in some cases the raw cards went up, but the graded cards didn't move all that much. And as a flipper, if a raw card goes up, but the graded equivalent doesn't sell for any more, then your margin is just disappearing. So it's like, okay, well, if my margin's disappearing, then it's no longer worth, you know, buying all of these. So I'm just gonna move on to something else. But yeah. Build a deck and go play at locals, dude. I don't even have a locals. I don't think. There's only one card shop that has tables, and it's literally a tiny room attached to a gas station, and you can barely move around in it. It's so packed. I feel that, yeah. It's kind of brutal. I have some awesome cards at PSA right now. I think the 10s are quick. I think the 10s are quickly to follow the singles. What do you mean? You think 10s will sell for as much as the singles? I don't think so. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Oh, you think the 10s are going to go up as the singles go up. That's what you mean. Yeah. I mean, you would think so. But I don't know. You would hope so. I would hope so. But yeah. It takes longer. Yeah, I feel like all the stuff I was buying, I wish I'd bought way more. That's that problem, right? Where if something feels obvious at the time and you're like buying 10, buying 10, buying 20, buying 10, buying 10, that, you know, there's obviously somebody out there probably buying hundreds at once. But then you see it double and you're like, well, shit. I'm not going to buy hundreds now that it doubled. That would be stupid. Unless you were that confident in it, which I think that there are some cards that I'm that confident in, but not the ones that I was buying, for sure. And I'm not sure how sustainable these new prices are. Like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it is an interesting time right now. I have a lot of Charizard Radiant cards. Especially the ones from V-Star Universe. But now the ones from V-Star Universe, I was getting them for like $3 to $4 a piece, and now I feel like they are... Well, let's see. If you guys ever wonder, I gotta make sure I don't show anything. You guys ever wonder about Buyee? I don't recommend it for people who are just getting into the buying and selling world of things, because you can get scammed real easy and there's no buyer protection. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at where the Charizards are at. So yeah, you can get both full lines of the Pokemon 151 SAR sets, the Squirtle and the Charizard they're coming down quick. Yeah, I saw the prices for the Charizard today and I was like, nope, because it was like 150. I was like, there's no shot. Now this one is like, what is this? That looks pretty nice. Yeah, you get both full lines. Centering looks decent. For 150. I ain't gonna buy it, but that doesn't seem too terrible. Let's see. I'm trying to look for like a Radiant lot. Here we go. Here's Pokemon Go, 6 of them for nearly $100. That's a lot. That's, what is that? What's 100 divided by 6? $17 basically. $16.67. I was buying these for like $10, $9 to $10 a piece. The Pokemon Go ones. And now they're up at 17. Or listed for 17 at least. The CHRs are up near 20 now here on Buyee, which sucks. Oh, there's the full art Charizard and Blastoise, both for 38-ish. Yeah, the prices of these are coming down quick. So I would definitely hold off on buying for a while. That's what I'm doing. I'm holding off for probably a month or two. So yeah, you can see here, what's the condition on these? Okay, no damage, no dirt. They look clean. Radiant Charizards, this would be what, 24 probably? 20, yeah, 24 for 4. So there's $6 instead of basically the 3 that I was buying them for before. Which, you know, $6 is probably still decent for the card. But it's tough when you go like, when you go months buying them for like $3. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, now they're double in price for no apparent reason. They're really, I mean, I don't know. It's strange. It's different. It's that whole thing of like, you know, the price history, right? Like I was buying this card, the Charizard Reshiram full art, for less than $20, like last month. And now, or maybe there were 25-ish. Now they're literally 75. Or at least listed for that. I don't know if they would sell for that, but they're at least listed for that. Yeah, these were 150 this morning. They're now down to like 106, 107 for the Charizard for 151. Just a reminder, like the set just came out. So if you're going to buy a single, make sure it doesn't seem too expensive out the gate. That's why I really only bought the Mewtwo this morning, because the Mewtwo was under $10. And that Mewtwo is freaking sick. And it might be worth $5. It might be, you know, in a few months, it might be $5. That's possible. And if it is, I'll buy a bunch of them because I think they're just freaking sick. But for $10, I thought, man, that seems pretty decent. So I picked up 5 of them this morning. But I'm not going to buy, you know, this Charizard this morning for $150 because it's obvious that the prices are going to come down significantly. I would assume significantly. Because they are printing to or demand or printing to whatever. And there's more boxes coming out, you know, between the period of September and December. That's what everyone pre-ordered for this morning. So, or yesterday morning or whenever it was. So yeah, you just gotta think about these things. But yeah, look at this, 5 for $90. That's like 18 a piece. Man. Is it 18 a piece or is it like 19 a piece? Somewhere around there. I was buying these for like $5 a piece. But now they're like 19 a piece. It's ridiculous, dude. It's actually ridiculous. It's so sad. Because it's like, what the hell do I buy now? Like, I'll probably end up buying a lot of these Charizard EXs as the prices come down. Because those will probably be, I would think, price-wise, they'll probably be kind of what the Charizard V-Stars are. And those are under $1. Like, so, for me, I don't know if this card is very playable. I think it might be. So it might stay up a little bit in, like, the couple buck range. But I think the card is really cool looking. I'd probably buy them at, like, $1 a piece, personally. But that doesn't mean I'm right. I really like the reverse holos too, and they have reverse holos for all 151 Pokemon. So it's like, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I would buy a lot of the reverse holos, or I might buy a lot of the reverse holos for certain Pokemon, because I just really like the Pokeball reverse holos personally, and if I was getting them super cheap, yeah. I remember when Dark Phantasma came out, the Pikachu. How much did I sell that card for? It came back. I forget if it might have got the perfect 10. I sent off the reverse Pikachu from Dark Phantasma. It came back the perfect 10 from CGC, and I think I sold it for maybe a couple $100. And it's like a $1 card. It was freaking insane. But that reverse holo pattern is just super sick, especially the Master Ball ones. But the Master Ball ones are expensive. They're pretty up there. Because those are a bit more unique. But yeah, here's 170 you get. Both sets. But yeah, with Japanese sets, the way that it tends to go is the boxes right now, they tend to start really high during the pre-order period, and then they come down, you know, as they get 151 reverses have print lines, every single one. What's a good thing CGC doesn't I don't feel like CGC hits very hard on print lines, so but yeah, that's still, it's kind of annoying. So this, for instance, oh, a little damage dirty. Never mind, I would not buy this. Those Master Ball ones are so expensive. Yeah, so far they are. So far they are, we'll see. What about this? I bought a bunch of Blastoise recently for around $2 a piece that I thought was pretty decent. I haven't been buying the Venusaurs at all. Everyone asks why Venusaur doesn't get much love, but like nobody buys Venusaur cards. I mean, I buy Venusaur in like the Diamond Pearl era for certain prices, but not this. I love this set. This is insane. You used to be able to get sets of these, oh shit, these Pokekune, Charmander through Charizard. You used to get mint sets of these for like $30. You could get mint sets of these for $30. Just like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months ago. Mint sets for $30. And now they're over 100. Because the Charizard used to be really cheap. But I think the Pokekune cards kind of shot up just like the other cards. The other Japanese cards did. Pokekune was weird. Like, the box was so extremely expensive, and some of the cards in it were really expensive, but some of the cards were not. Like the Charizard line, a lot of the other cards were not very expensive. But then, yeah, stuff's kind of shot up recently. 9 of them for $150. Ugh. I bought some Pikachu ones for way too much. I FOMO'd in because I saw what they were going for, and I was like, shit, the Pikachu CHR is going for that much more. So I bought some more, and I bought them for too expensive. I hope the price can stay consistent for me. But that was a dumb purchase, probably. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I still think the card is a really good card, the Pikachu CHR, the Akari's Pikachu, but not for the price that I spent. Not for the price that I spent. But yeah, I'm excited to get my boxes in. Oh, I also didn't pre-order. I also ordered a box of Chainsaw Man from Weiss Schwarz today. So I'm gonna open one of those boxes. That came out in Japan recently. Gonna open one of those. Chainsaw Man's pretty sick. It's a very popular anime. It's got some really cool looking cards, so I'm gonna open one of those boxes and see what's up. Now I'm not 100% on Weiss because Weiss can be searched because they have a case hit, which to me, I don't know why companies do this where they make products with case hits, but with Weiss you can just open boxes till you hit the signature card and then just sell the rest of the boxes. And it's a pretty shitty way of doing it, but you can technically. But I bought from a place, Flipside Gaming. They have a ton of feedback. 814k items sold. They have really good feedback. And the thing that and maybe I'm just dumb, but the thing that I saw about this particular place was that they were selling them by the case or by the box, but they weren't selling any singles, which made me think that maybe a little bit more confident in buying a single box from them. So I only bought one box, and I'm gonna open it on the channel, and we'll see if we pull anything cool. But that should be fun. Pretty excited about that. I think Chainsaw Man's pretty sick. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things out there. What's up, Jeff? How's it going? There's a lot of interesting stuff happening out there in terms of, I think Union Arena is freaking sick. Like, the Hunter x Hunter cards from Union Arena, the Demon Slayer cards, like, Union Arena has some really amazing looking cards. And I don't know if it's popular in Japan or not. It definitely doesn't seem popular here in the West. But I think some of the cards for some and some of the IPs that they're getting are freaking awesome. So yeah, I feel like Union Arena is really cool. And I've been toying with buying a case of Hunter x Hunter because I think it would be awesome to open up. I think it's like 18 boxes. Open up 18 boxes, grade a bunch of them. I think there's case hits with Union Arena as well. But some of the cards just look so stinking good. Let me see if I can show you. Union Arena, Hunter. Alright, so these are like the big hits. These cool highlighted white cards. The double and this Hisoka. The double star rarities, and then there's a triple star rarity, but it's only for Gon. Is it this one? No, that's a promo. This one. This is the triple star rarity for Gon Freaks. They're just super cool looking. I really like them a lot. And then you have these that are just like, it's just a secret rare parallel. I don't know. The designs they have on them are just super cool. The Demon Slayer ones are even more cool. Look at these. Like, look at the detail in the backgrounds and stuff. And you have like a champion winner card promo here from a tournament. Look at the Rengoku. Like all the, it's just so, look at that. It's just so good looking. Like these cards are so nice. Apparently the last episode of Demon Slayer is coming out Sunday. And it's 70 minutes long. It's like the length of a movie. I'm super excited about it. But yeah, these cards just look so good. So I thought about getting a case of these, but I don't know if these sell very much. Are there any... Like, what's the highest value card that's sold? 23 for the Mitsuri. Inosuke, 65. So there's some cards with some value. You can get these for like 50-ish a box. I think the Hunter x Hunter ones you might get for 60 a box. But yeah, they don't seem that bad in terms of expense. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, probably head out, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We did our ranking of the Pokemon 151 secrets, so definitely, if you didn't get to watch that, go back into the video and you can check that out. Otherwise, I am probably gonna wrap it up. Appreciate you guys being here. I will probably play some more Pokemon this weekend sometime, since I have a 3-day weekend. So I'll probably find some time to play some more of the Nuzlocke run. That's been a lot of fun. Don't. Little cat. My cats want to go to bed. They're both up here staring at me like, what the hell, bro? All right. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. Jeff, thank you. Nick, thanks for stopping by. Lava Collectibles, All Man, everybody. Robbie, I appreciate you guys. Chilling. Boondock, Peak, Your Average Player, Phil, SDC. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.